Hey everybody, this is Rudy again with another video. Today we get to do the fun stuff, transplant or repot, whatever you want to call it. So what we'll do is we have some black cobras we're going to put on this 3-gallon bucket that we previously buried on the ground. The reason why we did that is because on my area it gets too hot just to keep the 3-gallon buckets above ground. So what we do is we put them on ground to keep the bottom of the roots cool a bit. And then the other reason why I put them on, because most people is like, well, we just put them directly on the ground. I do this because I have a lot of mold or gophers issue. They come and they eat the plants, so we put them on these 3-gallon buckets. It's really thick, and they won't come through there. They won't eat my plants. That's the reason why we do it. And it also keeps all the weed, the grass and stuff, out of the container. Now, on this video, we're gonna keep pretty basic. We're not gonna go to into anything like pretty fancy or anything like that. So we're gonna keep it pretty basic. So anybody could you get this done and do it at home without having the need to buy expensive fertilizers or equipment. This is some 3-gallon buckets that we got from a nursery. A friend of mine has a nursery, and they were just recycle. We're reusing them again. We cleaned them out, and they're pretty clean, so we can put our plants in. So, and as far as fertilizers, we're gonna use the basic stuff that we use. We're not putting too many of that other stuff. It is good if you have it. It is really good if you have that extra stuff. But if you don't let that stop you from doing your garden. Just start with what you have and get going, and then you'll figure it out as you go and as you watch my videos. If you follow me, like and subscribe on my channel, and come with me, and we're gonna learn, and stay tuned. Okay, so what we have is we have some black cobras that we're going to transplant. These ones, they tend to go pretty tall. So what we're going to do is in a little bit here, we're going to top them off. We're going to cut the top off to get them to spread out a little bit, instead of going too straight up, too tall. We're gonna cut them out, and then what they're gonna do is I'll show you guys on the close-up. In between the leaves and the stem, they're gonna grow branches. So those are the branches that we're gonna let grow, and hopefully my son is getting this captured right. But this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut them off about right here. We're gonna let the side branches take over. There's 2 more coming up right down here, so that's what we're gonna actually focus. And you guys can tell that this plant is a little it's got a lot of fur. This is a black cobra. That's why I like this plant. They're pretty spicy enough. If you could get a close-up on this right here, look at that plant, beautiful. Okay, so as I was talking about, we stay pretty basic. The only 2 that I would recommend you to put on your ground when you're doing your mixes, and they're pretty inexpensive, is Epsom salt, good old Epsom salt. This is really good for your pepper plants, tomato plants. So we got about a cup on a 3-gallon. So what we'll do is just simply spread it out, and we're gonna mix it right now. Spread this out, and I know it seems like a lot, but it's a 3-gallon bucket. We're gonna mix it up really good. And then isomite. What the isomite is trace minerals, and you need all that stuff, all your trace minerals. And this is on granular form, so what it does is just it slow releases all those minerals, so your plants the roots can take them on the water. Every time you water, they're going to take a little bit of those nutrients. And I also once a week I fertilize with a liquid solution that you could probably get at your hydroponic store or your store nearby that has a gardening section. Pretty inexpensive. Maybe you want to do that once a week, and depending on the way your plant looks, if you go run into any issues, you might just want to tweak it a little bit, do a change or 2, but for the most part this will do. So what we'll do is we just pour it in there, and we're gonna mix them all up. We're gonna mix the whole ground. All right, and then so what we'll do, we get a little shovel and mix it up. And the reason why we're mixing it, we're just not leaving it on one spot, is because the roots are gonna grow. The roots are gonna be going downwards towards the bottom of the bucket. So you want to just mix this up pretty good. Mix it up. and as you water, the nutrients are gonna go where the roots are at. So it should work all right. And as far as potting mix, just get you some potting mix that it doesn't have to be very pricey. Just something that you go and get at your garden center that is reasonable price for the quantity that you're getting. And as long as you add this Epsom salt and your isomite, the trace minerals, you should do pretty well. It's pretty decent. Now, depending on the plant and the variety of vegetable, or tomato, pepper, whatever you're planting, that could be a little bit different. It could vary on demand. But this black clovers, they're pretty hardy. They pretty much grow, almost on anything, I would say, but they're pretty hardy. So what we'll do is, once we mix it real good, we're just gonna put over here. And now this one's, because of them being they don't grow as like pretty wide, as they tend to grow taller instead of wider. So I do 3 in a bucket and they grow just fine. I didn't have no issues last year, and I had some of that. These are some that I overwinter, but these are from last year. These are gonna get buried on the ground here pretty soon, as soon as it gets a bit warmer. But so what we'll do is we'll flip this upside down and we'll kind of push the sides of the container, and there you go. Look at those roots, beautiful roots, and they're just starting to come out. I don't like to let my plants get all rooted and all compact, bonded or root. Some people say root bound is a different definition. I'll let that for the experts. I just grow my plants and I enjoy growing my plants. I don't get too much into detail or any arguments like that, whether it is or is not. I just love gardening, and I grow my tomatoes and my peppers. So once you do that, you could get it here and just gently put it on the container, set it down. And with peppers, you wanna set them ground level, the level that they had before you transplant them. That's where you want to leave them. So now that the plant is there, what I'm gonna come and do is I'm just gonna take the top off, just snip it. You could use some pruners, you could use some cutters that you want to do. I just do it like this. It's not a big deal. These guys are pretty hardy. They don't mind. So what I meant buried at ground level, it means this is the ground level of the plant that it's been. You don't want to go any deeper than that. You see this right here, this nut right here? These leaves are going to come out, these branches are going to branch out of here and out of there. So you don't want to go any deep. This is not like tomatoes. Tomatoes are a bit different. Tomatoes I could plant deeper if I wanted to, with the only exception that is if you got a grafted tomato, you don't want to go and bury it above the grafted, and then you'll be defeating the purpose of grafting your tomatoes. So what we do is pull them out, dig the little hole right here, and just place it inside. Leave it ground level. It's gonna cover those stuff up. There it is. And we just snip the top of it. Just kind of cut it like this. It's no big deal. And we're gonna do a third one. And like I said, we're gonna do an update on this ones as we progress and the time goes by. We're gonna come back and do an update so you guys could see what they look like and the differences between now and then. So you just put the plant upside down and just be careful, just like so right there. That's what I do. Squish the container, and sometimes could be a little bit tricky, but I just broke that one. That's all right. We got plenty of those. And look at those roots. Isn't that lovely? So you don't want your roots to be all tight and unable to grow. So what you'll see, this one here, this one is actually loose, it's coming out. So what this is going to do, it's going to spread out and go out. Same with this ones, they're going to spread out and go into the container. That's what you want to do. So let's do this. You just want to push down a little bit to get them firm. That's it. And we come back over here and take the top out. I know it seems kind of harsh, or not harsh, but you'll be like, I don't want to cut that. You know, the plant looks beautiful with it, but tell me, they're gonna thank you, because what they're gonna do is they're gonna put energy into growing the roots, and the more roots, the more uptake that the plant's gonna do. The more those roots are gonna feed your plant, and it's gonna have a better growing process. Also, don't worry, because all these side branches, they're gonna come out, they're gonna grow, and they're gonna give you lots of fruit. So after we're done this, we just you just get some little bit of water. Hold on, we're gonna try to get this together. We gotta open the water. Just bear with me, guys. I got my son helping me out. Give me a chance. Got this one. I'm gonna go open the water. Give me a second. Look at those flowers, beautiful flowers we have in here. Okay. So once you transplant it, what you do is you just want to water gently. You don't want to be too. You don't want to stress the plants. Just water there. A little bit of water would do. And what it does is going to pull some of the oxygen down. And it's going to give some oxygen to the plant, and it's going to feed the plant water. And it's going to start feeding all those good nutrients. And that's about it, guys. This is how we do it, and we'll be doing another video on that, and we're gonna keep you guys updated. Okay. Once we start seeing the growth of the sites, we'll bring you guys another update, so you guys can see what we do. We're gonna go through a lot of stuff. We have a lot of plants in here. My passion is peppers and tomatoes, but since the wife likes flowers, we do flowers too. We do succulents. We do a little bit of everything. But I hope you guys have a great day, and thanks for watching.